Hello foodies, food lovers, and curious eaters. Today on Focus 5, we're bringing you 5 of the most expensive and decadent ingredients to add to your next meal. We hope you brought an appetite and your American Express. Let's check them out. Let's start with the easiest, cheapest, and most common. Coming in at about under $100 for a few grams, it's an affordable delicacy for almost any occasion. Can you guess what it is? Edible gold. Yes, the metal around your neck is actually edible. Kind of. You can find edible gold on everything from ice cream to steaks with Salt Bae. But did you ever wonder what it actually is, and is it safe to eat? It's actually real gold at the purest form, but is considered a food additive at this stage and must meet all food and safety requirements, including being completely pure, and it must reach a thickness of 0.000125 millimeters. Which means 1 millimeter would correspond to 8,000 layers of gold leaf stacked on top of each other. That's a lot of layers. Okay, so we know it has to pass food and safety inspection, but how is gold, a metal, safe to eat? Pure gold in this case is a noble metal, which means it's not absorbed in the body, not digested. It just goes in and comes out safely. Looks like your bowel movements might be worth something. Please don't ask us where to sell it though. Okay, a tasteless, not nutritious food additive. But who decided to try to put gold on their food first? For that, we'd have to go back over 5,000 years where the Egyptians used edible gold in their food as they believed it had divine properties and would purify one's body, mind, and spirit by eating it. Nowadays, it's available everywhere, from Amazon to probably your local grocery store. Yet due to its price, it's still a specialty item found at some of the best restaurants around the globe. Have you tried it? Let us know in the comments what you thought. Let's get cheesy for our second food ingredient in our top 5 list with Pule donkey cheese. Yes, donkey cheese. How much are we talking here for donkey cheese, you ask? How does $1,700 per pound sound? Open up your wallets and let's dive a little deeper in the business of expensive cheese from a donkey. Pule cheese is only found in one place in the entire world, Serbia. Yes, Serbia. There's a place called the Zasavica Special Nature Reserve that has endangered donkeys called the Balkan donkey living there. With less than 1,000 left, and all of them living on that tiny peninsula in Serbia, you can figure that it would be a very expensive product to get. The donkeys are milked 3 times a day to help gather the milk needed for the cheese. It takes 6.6 gallons to make about 2 pounds of cheese, which means based on the milk created, it takes 125 donkeys to create only that 2 pounds. That's a lot of donkey. So what does it taste like? They do a slight smoking to it during the purification process, which leads to a rich and complex flavor with a crumbly texture. To those that have tasted it, they compare it to a Spanish cheese, but with more lingering flavor, a smell that touches your brain like no other cheese can, and a perfect sponginess that can't be replicated. So next time you're in Serbia, make sure you try a Pule cheeseburger and let us know what you thought below. For our next ingredient, we're taking a trip to northern Thailand to try the infamous and expensive Black Ivory coffee. Black Ivory coffee beans are the rarest in the world and the most expensive at over $1,500 per pound of beans. That's some expensive dirt. Here's how they're created. They first start with Thai Arabica beans that have been handpicked from an altitude of 1,500 meters, around 5,000 feet, and then fed to elephants who process the beans while digesting, and a day later are removed from their, dung. Yep, you heard right. The elephant poops them out a changed coffee bean. We're assuming they're then washed and sold to coffee connoisseurs around the world like you. So the next time you end up in Thailand for the week, make sure you bring your money, because if you order a cup of coffee called Black Ivory, it could set you back over $50 a cup. Our next ingredient flies all the way from a small region in Italy called Piemonte. Located at the foot of the Alps, this beautiful area is known for wine and cheese, but also gives us the most expensive truffle you can buy. The Alba white truffle, coming in at $6,000 to $10,000 per pound. So why does a truffle cost so much? And what the heck is a truffle? This specific to the region Alba white truffle only grows a few months of the year deep in the forest, and because of their lack of shell or protective coating, their quantities are extremely slim, maybe giving only a pound in a total year. Ever tried truffle fries? Truffle oil? Truffles are the edible spores that grow on an underground fungus. They're often confused with mushrooms, but they're technically not the same species. Mushrooms grow above ground, while truffles grow underneath the surface. That's why you see pigs or dogs being the only ones that can find them. Not ready to dish out the money for a special white Alba truffle? Baby steps. Your local supermarket will have truffle oil for sale, but try to look for the ones created with real truffle, as some will be flavored to match. And let us know what you like to put truffle on in the comments below. Last but not least is the most expensive food ingredient on this list: white gold caviar. Coming in at over $40,000 for a teaspoon, this is by far the most expensive thing to eat, so let's find out why. Caviar refers to roe, fully ripe internal egg masses from wild sturgeon in the Caspian and Black Seas. Your basic caviar can be purchased almost everywhere for not that much money actually, but white gold caviar, well, that's a different story. White caviar comes from the white fish roe of the rare albino sturgeon. How rare is the albino sturgeon, you ask? How does less than 100 adults in the wild sound? Pretty rare, right? Once the roe is taken, the manufacturers first dehydrate and finally grind the white fish eggs, and then sprinkle the pure edible gold leaf we talked about earlier on top of it to fully solidify its price and its name, white gold caviar. Those rich enough to taste white caviar with edible gold on top? What do you think, and how do you eat it? Usually put on a cracker. Let's just hope it wasn't a stale one. And on that note, we're done tempting your taste buds and wallets for the day. Let us know if we missed something below, and make sure you like and subscribe for more top 5 most videos just like this.